Hello friends, in this video lesson we are going to talk about nominative absolute, its concept, its formation, and in the end we will see how we can use the nominative absolute form to join two or more simple sentences into a single simple sentence. This video lesson on nominative absolute is going to be helpful for the students of class 9 and 10 and also for those who are preparing for different competitive exams. Nominative absolute is also known as absolute phrase or absolute construction. Basically, this is a special phrase which consists of a noun or a pronoun. It also has a participle or a perfect participle, both in the active and in the passive voice, and this modifies the noun or a pronoun. Let's look at these three examples of nominative absolute. The sun having set, we started for home. In this example, the action of the setting of the sun is complete before the second action, that is starting for home, is starting. Now, the sun is the noun and having set is a perfect participle. Now these two are forming a special phrase. The perfect participle having set modifies the noun the sun. This special phrase, the sun having set, does not have any grammatical relation with the rest of the sentence. If we look at the second example, the fog being dense, no one could see the way. Here, the fog is the noun, being is a participle which takes an adjective dense after it. These two forming a special phrase which is completely independent of the rest of the sentence, and that is why they are called absolute construction or the nominative absolute. Third example, the strike having been called off, the workers resumed work. The strike is the noun, having been called off is a perfect participle in the passive. The perfect participle in the passive voice modifies the noun the strike. The strike having been called off forms an absolute construction here. Now let us try to understand the basic structure of a nominative absolute through some examples. Here we have taken up the first type of nominative absolute formation, that is a noun plus a participle plus an adjective. The fog being dense, no one could see the way. Here the fog is the noun, being is the participle, and the adjective dense is following it. So these three are forming the nominative absolute here. This nominative absolute formation expresses the cause behind the second action. So the fog being dense is the cause and no one could see the way is the result. Now let us look at the second type of nominative absolute formation, that is a noun plus a perfect participle. A perfect participle suggests that the action is already complete even before the second action is taking place. The sun having set, we started for home. In this example, the sun is the noun and having set is a perfect participle forming the nominative absolute. It suggests that the action of the setting of the sun is complete even before the action of starting for home has started. Now let us look at the third type of nominative absolute formation, that is a noun followed by a perfect participle in the passive voice. The strike having been called off, the workers resumed work. In this example, the strike noun is followed by a perfect participle in the passive, that is having been called off. This absolute phrase has no grammatical relation with the rest of the sentence. Now let us try to understand how to join two simple sentences into a single one by using nominative construction. Here two sentences are given. The fog was dense and we could not see the way. In these two sentences, the subjects are completely different, the fog and we. And there is a be verb in the first sentence. Therefore, what we have to do is to use the noun plus participle plus adjective formation of the nominative absolute to combine these two sentences into a single one. So the answer will be, the fog being dense, we could not see the way. Let's take up another example. The sun set and we started for home. In these two sentences, the subjects are obviously different and the action of the setting of the sun is complete before the action described in the second sentence. Therefore, we can use the noun plus perfect participle form of the nominative absolute to combine these two sentences into a single simple sentence. So the answer will be, the sun having set, we started for home. Now let's look at this example. The strike was called off and the workers resumed work. In this pair of sentences, the subjects are obviously different. The first sentence describes the action in the passive voice. Therefore, we have to use the noun plus perfect participle in the passive form, this formation of nominative absolute, to combine these two sentences into a single simple sentence. So the answer should be, the strike having been called off, the workers resumed work. Here are some exercises for you to practice. Please take a screenshot or pause the video and practice in your. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and found it helpful. So please like, comment and share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.